What's up guys, I'm gonna try to keep this video short and sweet. We're gonna be talking about Necrom. If you've not played Necrom, it came out I want to say last year, and I played it last year. That's when I played it, that's what this gameplay is from. And genuinely it was a decent DLC. It reminded me a lot of Mehrunes Dagon's Oblivion DLC. I actually want to experience more DLCs with Daedric Princess, but in ESO, because what I was doing when I was playing, I think I only capped at like 1300 if that CP. When I was playing, I genuinely go for the achievements, and the reasons that I go for the achievements is because I think that ideally that is the Elder Scrolls within ESO. So with that being said, I like a game that's full of lore, and this DLC was nothing short of a bunch of the lore compacted into our Daedric Prince, Himurs Mora. And I was a bit baffled because Himurs Mora wouldn't really make too many mistakes, I wouldn't think. I mean, he seems to be the all-knowing, all this good jazz and stuff, but in this DLC, you'll find out that Himurs Mora was actually, and I'm not trying to ruin it for you, but he was responsible for causing the chaos within his realm. And you have to basically unchaos the chaos in this realm. And it's funny because on TikTok, I actually said if there was one DLC, one place that I didn't, I said this like a year before they released, because I made like a bunch of New Year's resolutions and shit, and I just got on TikTok and that account got banned because, you know, I started talking about real shit. We stopped talking about video games, we started talking about real shit. So with all that being said, once that account got banned, I went to my DaMouseOfInk ESO account on TikTok, which is still on TikTok. I just lost my login, so there's that. But yeah, I was putting these clips from Necrom on my TikTok. So I wanted to do a YouTube video, but saying is that I also play on multiple accounts. I play on my husband's account and I play on my children's account because I don't have time to have a single account for myself. There's no point in this household when you have 4 people. So I'm grateful enough that they let me play on their systems, and we just got back on my children's account, but through my husband's Xbox. Yeah, that's a mouthful. And I got all these clips and I was like, okay, I guess it's time to talk about Necrom. So with all this being said, if you like content about ESO, if you like a person that's honest and not sponsored, that's gonna tell you the truth about the expansions, the DLCs, all the little gimmicks that they put out. Because High Elves, we all know, wasn't the shit at all. It was the shits, it was the problem. It was the problem with society. I'm sorry, you cannot tell me playing the card game and becoming a tribute and going and learning about the Bretons, Little Bretonville is really fun. But with all that being said, I said I didn't want to go to Apocrypha because in Skyrim, Apocrypha was pretty fucking hard to play. I'm not gonna lie to you, I died a lot in Soulsome. So when it came to ESO, I was like, on TikTok, you know, I was talking that shit. I was like, bro, if there's one place you don't want to go, it's to Apocrypha. And then last year, we went to Apocrypha. But that shows you just how off the devs are on basically what we want from the Elder Scrolls. Because I don't even give a fuck about Elder Scrolls 6. I'm gonna be honest with you. Especially because you did that High Owl shit. Of course I'm not gonna give a fuck about, hold on, shut the fuck up. I have to go through the provinces in my mind. Shaking my head, I'm the guidebook, don't play with me. It's either Hammerfell or Hard Rock, I don't know, it's one motherfucker. But who wants to go there? I mean, let's just be honest at this point. With a main game, I would like to simply be able to openly solo the entire motherfucking provinces of Tamriel. I mean, let's just be honest. At this point, it would be unethical and illogical to take me somewhere that, especially with you got GTA coming out, we got Sims 5 coming out. If Bethesda disappoints, I mean, because where the fuck is the Starfield DLC that we were talking about, Shattered Space? Like, I mean, I know that, you know, they probably said towards the end of the month, but I just could have sworn January, you feel me? I guess I'm just tired of the broken promises from Bethesda, and my expectations have not lowered. So Necrom was just one of those DLCs that I feel like ESO spit out, and because it was Himurs Mora, it's just a bit of a I don't know, it felt like everything is a money grab these days. And Starfield was not necessarily bad, but they right. When they put in the agreement that you might get motion sickness, you see, I'm a dumbass. I still was playing Starfield like it was a video game. Like it was just the ordinary, you know, you could just play this game. No, the real deal is that when you play in Starfield, there are certain places, bro, the colors of the planet will turn fucking weird. The screen will turn like orange and weird. I mean, I wish I could make this shit up, but one night I thought I was gonna pass out. I was like, no, fuck that. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're not gonna talk about Starfield at all, because just, I'm getting motion sickness just talking about it. Back to Necrom. Possibilities of ESO TES6. If you want to really captivate us, you need to make every book readable. I found that in Necrom, from my memory, and this is like I said, I played this I think early last year. I do not exactly remember the date. No, I'm not about to Google it for y'all. The funnest part would have to be the outfits and the mount, and because the store has some pretty juicy stuff as I can remember, and I definitely, like I said, I pre-ordered it, so I got some shit. But that was about it. I have not, after beating this, y'all, I hopped right off. I mean, like, I found new hobbies. That's just kind of the real deal. If you're going to review something, you're going to tell, like, because, you know, there's your first additional opinion of something, then there's your honest, like, it's been a year later. Am I still really playing this? And I'm not going to say that even if I'm not sponsored. I totally love the Elder Scrolls in ESO. You're doing such a lovely job. But all I'm saying, devs, is I'm tired of all this fake, you can get the this, that, and the third physical copy of this, that, and blah, blah, blah. I want more intense gameplay. And I found that the place that I thought was going to be the hardest realm of Oblivion ended up being one of the easiest DLCs to beat. I mean, I seriously think I beat the DLC in like 2 days. Y'all, that's way too short. Oh, I can't forget this. I know I've been Miss Negative this whole video, but Fargrave. You want to know my in-between Oblivion realm? I also love how, I want to say it was either Meridia or Azura. These hoes, I told y'all on TikTok that they be in all the other Daedric Prince's business. I mean, honestly, low-key, I fear them more because they help too fucking much. And they both always be acting like goody two-shoes. And they were no different in Apocrypha. They was no different in Necrom. So that proved my theory for that part. But as far as it being like a tough DLC, something that you can't get through, I'm actually dying for them to do a lore dive like this with the Shivering Isles. I have no idea what has taken the devs so long, but that is where y'all want to cash in or what? I mean, let's be honest. Himmer's Mora was a pleasant surprise. It was something that I was not expecting it to be as adhering to the lore as it was, because we, like I said, High Elves was just, what the fuck? But basically, Apocrypha is like a green Oblivion, if that makes sense. Just a lot of green and a lot of books. I think that the little doorways were a lot less confusing, is my memory is verbatim, because Skyrim, I feel like Apocrypha's little puzzles were a lot more stressful to get through. The creatures, I was pleasantly surprised by the creatures. The design was right on point. I love the balance in between the light, the dark. Like, what they do is artist for me for Necrom was outstanding. The devs really did their job there. And the lore, they did their job there. They didn't skimp. Could have did a little more, but they didn't skimp, and that's what made it playable for the time. And I know that I'm gonna enjoy coming back into the game when I do come back into it, guys. I'm not like fully boycotting them forever. Like I said, it just takes a DLC of this type of magnitude to get me to play anymore. I want to say, as far as like PvP goes, for me, it's like the battle royale like type games that I like to religiously do that in dungeons back and forth, and then I'll go and do, like I said, those, they're not Oblivion gates, but the fucking shits from Cold Harbor, from the very first base game. I'll run around and I'll do those, okay? And I solo them bitches now, alright? But that's how I level. I do not level through DLCs. So a DLC is just, it needs to be a lore game. It needs to be like all the lore in the world. and what I'm expecting from ESO 6 and another expansion, a Shivering Isles expansion DLC, fully. And I don't want the new shit, I want the old shit. I want the Shivering Isles from like 2006, we'll say. Or 8, I don't know, something like that. Anywho, let me know in the comments how you feel about Necrom, how you really feel. I don't want to hear that blah 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 blah. I want to, you are being so mean to the devs. This game, this expansion was much better than your review of it, but I'm gonna be real with you. I want your real review on what you want to see in ESO 6 and what expansion you want to see. And if I'm the only cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs fucking troll that feels like they can do better. With all this being said, please like, share, subscribe, comment, come back for more videos. I shall give you more videos.